Alright, hello! And welcome to the Shark Stream. It's me, it's Gage. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this down slightly more. And it is... Oh, it's Friday. Boy howdy, another week, come and gone. My head hurt. Welcome to the Shark Stream. My name's Gage, aka Acid Shark. I will be your host for the evening, and we're gonna be playing Cronos: The New Dawn, New Game Plus, a little bit more. I'm not 100% certain how much of it I'm gonna feel up to. My head kind of hurts, so this might, depending on how things shake out. I don't know if this is gonna be just like a full stream or not, but if I feel better by the midway point, then probably. But yeah, last time we took a look at the ending we didn't get on our first playthrough, where we shot the Pathfinder in the fucking face. Hello, Ion Agenda, welcome. Ion Agenda, I saw a commission that you got from somebody show up on my Blue Sky feed recently. It was a very good commission. I wanted you to know that. Good job. Good commission choice. Words, different words that are strong and bad. But yeah, we checked out the other ending and then started in on our New Game Plus playthrough, with the intention of getting to the ending once again and checking out the secret New Game Plus only ending, which is still our goal. That's still what we're heading towards. And I'm excited. I'm excited to check it out. I'm excited to see what's different, because so far, like, if I had to like assess this game narratively speaking, the theme almost seems to be like the danger of like I guess reckless hope, if that makes sense. Like, okay, I don't want to say like hoping against hope is one thing, but it's just like let's assess real quick the nature of each ending. There's the ending where you don't shoot the Pathfinder, where you essentially let the cycle repeat itself. Not shooting the Pathfinder is what leads into the loop. And the reason that you do that to begin with is because of this appeal from Veronica. Where it's just like, if you do this, humanity has no hope. And it's just like, part of the issue with that is that there's the question of whether or not humanity has any hope as it is. So it's essentially just kind of like Veronica being like, hey, look, I double dog Plummy. It's just like, it's the idea of, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? An appeal with no evidence, I guess. Everything that Veronica is saying in that ending is just like, there is no indication that us letting the Pathfinder go and letting him try again is going to end up any different. And ultimately, nothing changes as a result. But then there's the other ending where we shoot the Pathfinder. And instead what happens is the Traveler dies, Veronica goes back in time, and she goes back in time infected. and it's just like, oh yeah, you're free, and it's just like, okay, you have set us on a path again with no preparation and no evidence that this is going to be better, right? So a lot of it seems to be like, at the very least, the endings that we've gotten so far seem to have a lot to do with like this idea of what's the word I'm looking for? It's like, I don't want to say selfish. Like selfish desires masked as hope or masked as liberation, where it's just like, ultimately Veronica, in the ending where you don't shoot the Pathfinder, has very sort of like personal reasons for not wanting you to do that. She has come to care for the Pathfinder. And ultimately, any appeal to hope that she's making in that moment is less about actually thinking that there is a chance that things can be fixed if they try again, and more, I need to do everything I can to make sure this guy doesn't die. But then on the opposite side of it, there's the Traveler, who only wants, at this point, like, the Traveler, so each of them has a point. The Traveler is saying, oh, if we let him go, this will all happen again. What you have isn't a future. You don't know what's going to happen because it's not living. And she's right. Veronica saying just like, if you just kill him with no plan or anything, humanity has no hope. And she is also right, as we saw. Because it seems like the Traveler is kind of like masking her desire for revenge for what the Pathfinder / the Warden has done to her, in the sense of, like, you have altered me in a way that I did not ask for, did not want. And seems to be masking that as a concern for Veronica specifically. Where it's just like, she's not trying to protect Veronica, she's trying to satisfy her desire for revenge for what the Pathfinder has done to her. So that's the vibe I get, just kind of like as it is. I mentioned this when we raided into Bob's stream last week. I mentioned that I'm kind of holding off on making a sort of like final determination of how I feel about this game's narrative and themes until I do see how this final, I'm assuming true, quote-unquote, ending kind of ties everything together, ideally. I have no way of knowing if that's actually what's going to happen. I hope it's what happens. But we got to get there first. First and foremost, we have to get there. That would have been a really good moment to be like, so let's get there, and then just like lead immediately into gameplay, but I've got like 15 seconds before we hit the 15-minute mark. Okay, let's get in there. Kale, you're blue now. Why are you blue? Yeah. Ruined my immersion with the blue. Woo. Okay. So autosave was 925, but this one 938. So we'll go with this one. Found a new fluffy friend during your mission? Don't forget to visit them at Terminal's cat room and give them some pets. I will remember. My persona hasn't been read in a year. Fair enough. Okay, what do I got on me? Okay, where are we going? Right, we are in the apartment. And we just unlocked this elevator. The elevator. Ominous. I wonder if you can craft anything, some special ammo. Well, I can't craft anything. I can fabricate things, though. But, no, I don't think there's any special ammo I can get. I can get some handgun ammo. That'd be nice. Check. Bump. Wow. Wing. I keep hearing something. I think it's outside. Yeah. Don't think it's anything I gotta worry about. So I've been talking about Tomb Raider recently quite a bit. You know, what with the announcements of the new games and stuff like that. And one of the things that they have announced recently is that they are going to be doing a live action series on Amazon for Tomb Raider. Which, you know, neat. Tomb Raider is, of course, no stranger. Gross. Tomb Raider is, of course, no stranger to live action. Having two unforgettable, well, okay, one unforgettable and one eminently forgettable romp with one Angelina Jolie. I still have a lot of fondness for, at the very least, the first Tomb Raider movie. I don't remember shit from the second one, except for, like, they got the wingsuits in that one, and that was, like, a big thing for that movie, where it was in, like, all the trailers, and they're just like, you won't believe that people, you'll believe that people can fly, and it's just like, yeah, because they're wearing wingsuits. Like, I mean, they're not flying, they're gliding. Like, what are we doing here? I feel like I remember, like, when that movie came out, I think I was in, like, fucking middle school or some shit. But a friend of mine was just, who had gone to see it, just like, oh yeah, people really fly in it. It's just like, sure, buddy. I believe that. And then, you know, I would go on to watch it much later in my life, and, yeah, no, they sure are falling with style. Oh, fuck. Right. Okay. Hey, come over here real quick. Check this out. This is gonna be real funny. Sweet baby. Ow. Fuck you. Okay, rude, first off. Arm. Anyways.
Threat eliminated.
Oh, don't sound so out of breath. It wasn't that bad. It is admittedly kind of funny just how much I'm just like tearing through enemies that gave me so much trouble in my first playthrough. It's like, oh yeah, I fought 2 of these guys at once. I don't even, who gives a fucking shit? This is nothing to me. Yeah, almost like a new game. Almost like it's a new game. Plus. Oh, and then of course there was that Tomb Raider movie that was released back in, like, I want to say 2018. That was based on the Survivor trilogy. Or at the very least, elements of, like, the first 2 games in the Survivor trilogy. Like, the plot was, like, more or less based on the first game, but it's... I'll get to that in a moment. But, like, it did have, like, some elements of the second game in the series, Rise of the Tomb Raider, as well. And who was that? I want to say her name was, like, Alicia Vikander or something? I cannot remember. All of a sudden... Hold on, I can find out. Fandango at home... Yeah, no. I was looking up cats, I know. Right, Tombs... in it. Was there a bundle for Tomb Raider 2018 and Death Wish 2018? That's fucking weird. Why the fuck is Alicia Vikander so... It is Alicia Vikander, first and foremost. But, like, she's not even, like... Okay, so, on Fandango at Home, formerly Voodoo, they generally list, like, the actors and everything that are in the movie. And, you know, usually you'd put, like, you know, your kind of, like, main character, like, front... like, first and at the front of the line. But no, this one's got Dominic West as Richard Croft, first. Like, he's barely in that movie. And then Walton Goggins as Matthias. Daniel Wu as Lou Ren, who is, I believe, a character specific to the movie. Alicia Vikander's, like, way down the list, which is buck wild to me. Go Daddy? What? Hold on. There you are. Anyways, it's strange. Sorry, I misheard you. Fair enough. Paper floating in the air. But, yeah, that movie was so fucking weird. Cause, like, okay, I have my issues, and I wanna save a lot of, like, getting into detail about, like, my complaints and what I like and what I don't like about the Survivor trilogy when I actually get around to, like, playing it. But one of the big issues with the Survivor trilogy is that it really downplays, like, supernatural stuff in the series to, like, a huge degree. Which kind of sucks.
Commencing dive procedure. Initiating the anchor frequency synchronization.
Gage, we want realism in our women pain simulator.
Temporal destination reached. Proceeding with the search for the target, Edward Wisniewski.
Wisniewski. Like, in the first game, like, really the only kind of there are supernatural elements in the first game. Like, the thing that's keeping you on the island is, like, the soul of an ancient Japanese empress trapped in a corpse who has control over the weather. But, like, that threat is really just a, oh, why don't we just leave kind of... That threat is, it's... I don't know, it feels almost secondary. I mean, maybe this is, like, a commentary on, like, man is the true monster, where it's just, like, most of the threats that you have, like, to deal with, like, immediately in that game are people, as opposed to the half-dead Japanese empress, what controls the weather, who is really kind of more of a narrative device than anything. And then also you fight some really, really big guys that are implied to be immortal, or have been immortals or something.
Worthless.
But half-dead Japanese empress controls the AK-47s. Excuse me. So, I mean, that's kind of boring. Especially when, like, Tomb Raider 1 had, like, Atlantean meat centaurs, you know? But then, like, the movie adaptation of that same story, like, takes it a step further. There's no, like, half-dead Japanese empress what has the ability to control the weather. Nor is there, like, a cult that is, like, dedicated to freeing her or anything like that. Fucked up. Hello, Poland. How we feeling tonight? Like shit, I bet. And when they ultimately do find 811. When they do ultimately find aforementioned Japanese Empress within the context of the movie,
Gathered enough data. The shelter. The girl. These are worth looking into.
what would... Oh.
Something's wrong.
That happened last time, right? I think that was Veronica. When they ultimately find aforementioned Japanese Empress, she is super dead. She is a corpse. But she's also... And this is what fucks me up. Not only is there, like, not any sort of, like... Not only is there not any sort of, like, supernatural thing going on in the 2018 Tomb Raider movie, but when they find the Japanese Empress, what it turns out is that she was an asymptomatic carrier of a zombie virus. So now there's zombies. And it's just like, why are we doing this? Why are we turning Tomb Raider into a zombie movie?
I know you're there. I can still hear your steps. Give her back. Give me back my little angel, Edward.
You called for Edvard. I am here to find him.
Finally. They've sent someone for this filthy freak. I'm sure he took her. Yes, that
Remember when the first game had dinosaurs? I do remember that.
He took my daughter. Oh, do you know anything about
That little stinky fuck is such a weird combination of words to put together as an insult.
Focus your attention. Why would Edvard take your daughter?
that no good bastard? He used to harass us all with all kinds of gibberish. He talked about experiments, about the end, about death.
Yeah, and he was super right about all of it.
God knows what he meant. Maybe he's holding her somewhere, doing God knows what to my girl. Lord have mercy. Will you help me? Will you bring her back to me? I'm so worried about her.
Probably.
Now step inside and lock the door. It is not safe outside.
Yes, yes. Thank you. God bless you.
God's got nothing to do with it, lady.
Has been made. The woman was blind. It's one of the symptoms. I have to remain cautious.
So this is all to say that we've got another crack at live-action Tomb Raider on the horizon, starring Sophie Turner, better known as one Sansa of Stark from the Game of Thrones. Or, if you are a fan of movies that are bad, Jean Grey from some of the later Fox X-Men films. A baby.
Traveler's outpost. Paving the path has begun.
I remember that, baby. I'm pretty sure that's a baby we got already. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's put some stuff away here. Just make sure we got plenty of room in the old inventory. It's bad that I was introduced to her through the announcement and then a subsequent post of her abs. I would say no, because they are some pretty impressive abs, to be fair. Like, I can't complain.
I established an outpost for future travelers. Its location is easy to discover, but by my reckoning, the dive took me to a moment shortly before the end of Phase 3 humanity. The area is about to become deserted, perfect to continue paving the path. I intend to create more structures in the area. They will become safe havens for the next ones. Such is our calling.
Such is our calling. Okay, so we're still working on the Arbalest. The Arbalst. So we will have to see how old Sophie Turner handles her turner as one Lara Croft. Almost at a bit where I ring you up on Discord midstream, such as our calling. I think that would have been funny. Oh, their mom's never coming back. 100% not safe with them. Like, Ripperoonie, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Yeah, not happening. Hello, AK4. Enjoy work? It still fucks me up that this never got a Christmas update. I'm just saying, this game was asking to turn the traveler's head into like a bauble or a snow globe. Snow globe. Like, so much of this game just already takes place on or around Christmas. This is Christmas. Christmas. Merry Crisis. I want the traveler wreathed in lights. Gorgeous. Funny drink. Funny drink of chemical. This is not a Merry Crisis. True. Don't believe their lies. Don't do it. Taking that. Thank you. Oh, a baby. Baby, wait, baby. Damn, baby fast. Hmm? Yeah.
Someone was here not long ago.
Just unlock that real quick. I know I've collected this particular baby already, but I can't just leave it here. You know? Oh, in be proper. Yet you must. I don't actually know if the baby came in here. I'm gonna be real. I kind of forget where this one ends up. Oh, fuck.
I have encountered a nest. It has begun.
Oh, shit. Fuck, 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 fuck. That could have gone a little bit better. Yeah, could have gone worse, it's true. Where did that baby end up? I don't think the baby's here. I'm gonna be real. think we might have taken a wrong turn. Oh, fuck, there you are. Hey, wait up.
I am Traveler ND3576. It is nice to meet you. Thank you.
Bwamp. Fuck yeah. Good baby. Oh, well, fine. I didn't want to fucking talk to you anyway.
Entering the shelter. The target must be close.
Edvard, where are you? The traveler has come. Come here, you big stinky man. You stinky fuck. Traveler came? All over the apartments? No, inside the suit. You see, unlike the common misconception about Master Chief, in this one the suit does actually jack her off. I make a power armor, I'm ensuring that it jacks you off. God bless you. It's what the world needs, honestly. Hey girl, hey.
Edward, did you get the...
Not Edvard, sorry.
Stay away! Stay away from me!
Compose yourself.
Please, please don't hurt me.
I'm not here to harm you.
What are you? What do you want?
Edward Vishnievsky. Where is he? Is he keeping you here?
What? Keeping me here? What are you talking about?
Keep her hands off her, you! I was right all along! I knew you were real!
Edward, are you crazy? Do
No,
something!
listen! It's the government! It's one of them!
One of them? Not this again. I've had it. Fuck this bullshit!
Angela!
What's really funny about this is that... Okay, So imagine, if you will, let's say that you knew somebody who was like super convinced that Bigfoot was real, right? Let's say you had a friend who was 100% of the opinion that Bigfoot was real and he was their friend, right? And let's say that them constantly going on about how much Bigfoot is so super real and definitely a real guy and definitely jacked you off behind the 7-Eleven, that it kind of gets on your nerves a little bit. So one day you're like, I don't know, you're putting up Halloween decorations, you're making Thanksgiving dinner, some bog standard holiday shit, right? And who wanders into your home but a dude who looks suspiciously like Bigfoot, right? Like you're standing here and you're just like, oh, that's a Bigfoot. That's a what big feet you have. You large hairy man. And this friend of yours who's super into Bigfoot wanders in the room like, oh my god, it's Bigfoot. I told you Bigfoot was real. Look, Bigfoot is literally in our house. And you look at this like 9-foot tall missing link of a creature covered head to toe in hair, more man than ape, and you're just like, ugh, not this again. Like, my girl is like, fucking Angela is face to face with a walking meat popsicle housed inside a scuba suit, like an industrial fucking HR Giger ass like spacesuit. Something that Edvard has been like sketching constantly for what seems like probably a couple months now. And it's just like, oh, not this bullshit again. Okay, but counterpoint, you look like a fucking alien. True. But it's just like, we're very clearly this is like you're doing Halloween decorations and a werewolf shows up.
Angela, stop! What are you doing?
I should never have come here with you.
No,
Let
Angela!
her go. She can't be saved. She does not matter.
But it's dangerous outside. The disease. Everyone outside is exposed. That's why I brought her here.
It wouldn't change anything. She does not matter.
And we'll see her in a few hours anyway. It's not there.
She matters to me. I wanted to protect her.
Oh, hold on. This is like you're doing Halloween decorations. The werewolf shows up, and then your friend is like, see, Bigfoot is here to jack me off. True. But it doesn't change the fact that, like, there is something that you previously did not comprehend standing in front of you, ready and willing and able to jack your friend off. I feel like this metaphor has gotten away from us a little bit.
At least her. To preserve one thing dear to me in this
Oh, I
world.
fucked up the audio sync.
But the world.
All the sound effects are out of sync, but I think the voice lines aren't.
Government said
What part of the traveler can jack anybody up aside from herself? Probably the thing on her wrist.
right?
This is solace.
What are you doing?
Preserve it.
Okay, the Santa Claus things? Yeah, maybe. Well. At some point, the energy drink that I started with tonight is actually leftover energy drink from yesterday. So I might need to go re-up because this one was like less than halfway full. I might need to go re-up with another energy drink.
Target extraction.
Man, I want a soda real bad.
Essence acquired. Time for the ascendance sequence. Heading to the terminal.
Haha. Time for the ascendance sequence. I have made a joke. It is not a very good joke. Such is our calling. Ah. So I guess it resets our phylactery as well. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So I guess this is where I can try to do, Is there an achievement for only having, like, essences in your phylactery that are, like, canon?
What is that?
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Angela, what's going on at the Steelworks? All that stuff I was rambling about gets started, whether you believe it or not.
Only the essences that are
I
required by
don't
plot.
think this is a good idea. You're scaring me.
They've begun experimenting on people. This martial law is simply to keep everyone in line. People are disappearing, Angela. We're being monitored at all times.
Edward, you sound like you're having an episode.
What's fucked up is that Edward is 100% correct.
I'm worried about you.
Then stay with me.
I have encountered an unknown anomaly. It's unclear to me of what nature it is. I have no data on it. It seems to resonate with the essence.
Fucked up. Anyway. That's enough of that. Excuse me. Like they were experimenting on people because of an out-of-control monster plague. True. True, 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 true. True, 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 true. True, 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 true. True, 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 true. True, 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 true. True, 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 true. True, true, true. True, true, true. True, 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 true. What the fuck am I doing? Okay. Drop the core in there. Do I have anything that costs 2 cores? Banning time! Do I want to save up for suit integrity? I think I do? Perhaps? I think saving up for suit integrity is the way to go. Just max that out before we continue further into the game. Ya na na na. Do 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 do. Please open up. I want to sit in the funny chair so bad. fucking goddamn Rise of Skywalker Palpatine throne. Yeah. Yum, yum. Yeah, I might need to go ahead and pop that second, crack into that fucking energy drink. Okay, go off, music. Alright, dog, calm down. Slap this bad boy in here. Yeah, this thing doesn't look scary. T-posing to establish dominance.
Beginning the ascendance sequence.
Where am I? What have you done to me?
Oh, hey, man.
Given your significance, your extraction has been ordered.
What is this? You giving me acid or something?
You
Sure.
are to join the collective.
The what? What the hell is happening? What did you do?
A choice has been made. Only joining with the rest can give you the possibility of survival.
Cut the crap. I'm not joining anything. I know about the outbreak. About the disease.
What do you know about it? What do you know about the change?
You want to squeeze me for how much I know, huh? Well, then you better get yourself a fucking pen, because damn, I know a lot. I know the truth.
The knowledge you have accumulated may be evaluated as useful.
You think? I know what happened in the steelworks. You guys fucked up pretty bad, didn't you? It's all your fault!
What you are saying cannot be true.
Everything started to go to hell right after you showed up there.
Elaborate.
For years, No one believed me that the likes of you exist. They thought I was a schizoid freak of specially order. That fool came to me. It only confirmed I'm not crazy. And now, there you go. The curtain's up.
This Arthur. Who is he? Why did he come to you?
Because for an ordinary steelworks
I like that he doesn't
saw his goddamn
seem
share of weird.
to really comprehend what's happening right now.
What's happening?
The Ascendance. It is about to commence.
I'm scared.
Something is wrong.
Damn, bro, alright.
Focus your attention. What do you see? Dark.
Scared.
That doesn't make any sense. People can't be scared. It's illegal. Oh. Are all the babies here?
Are you glad to see me, cat?
Or is it just the ones we found again? It might just be the ones we've found again. There's this one over here. I remember you.
I wish to pet you. May I?
Oh, you might be the new one. The one that I, like, just found. Like, last time.
Dear kitty, kitty.
1, 2, 3. Alright, let's go say hi to our boy.
You almost fried there. Good thing I was around. Now, how are you holding up?
Hello, traveler. You are the Pathfinder. Fuck.
I have not suffered any serious damage. I am fit to proceed with my purpose.
Your purpose. I see.
Who are you?
I am the Warden. The work of the Travelers is eternal. But the tools that serve us are just crude matter. And so, the collective entrusted some of us with a task to keep watch over them.
Liar.
So you fix things.
I take care of them. least I did. Before something stopped the Traveler's awakenings. Stopped the vocation.
Yeah.
It's been an awfully long time since someone tried to use it. And to be brutally honest, I didn't think the Collective would send anyone else.
Yeah.
Repair it?
Do you want me to?
Yes. Something is blocking the Ascendance sequence. The vocation must go on. I need to do my part.
Yes, that's understandable. Have no fear. The essence you collected is secured. It is the terminal that must be restored to its former glory. I'll get it up and running. Somehow. That's why That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, sure. I believe that.
Yes. You just go on. Follow your purpose. Gather the other essences. It's one of the last remaining. Better keep it safe.
Thank you.
Calculating coordinates for the next extraction target. Artur Barika.
This game is pretty ka-chunky. To be fair.
Confirmed dive location in A11.
The steel works.
My previous target mentioned something about the events at the city's steel plant. And about that man. Is that why he's my new target?
You spoke with him. Spoke with the essence.
Yes?
Am I
Remarkable.
not supposed to do that?
The ways in which the terminal communicates its will to us are truly surprising. And equally enigmatic.
The target said, "We are the ones who caused it all." Is that true?
We are nothing but an aftermath. But you wish to investigate that matter further, do you?
I do.
Well then, a voyage to the steelworks may indeed deliver answers.
How do I get there?
You won't reach it on foot. It's quite a journey from here. And a dangerous one. I wonder, perhaps the old tram would still be operational.
Oh, big fan of the tram.
Station A, I think.
Big tram guy over
Will it
here.
work?
Yes, if you manage to restore power to it.
Such is our calling.
Such is our calling.
Yes, such it is.
The way she, like,
I'll be here.
tenses up when he touches her, just like, what? Wait a moment. Something's wrong. Don't like that. Alright, I gotta be right back. Good news, everyone. I have suffused my cells with even more caffeine. Yay. So something that I'm actually... Okay, so... Before we get to talking to the warden, so... Something happened recently that I'm actually kind of excited about. So, webcomics, right? You know them, you love them, good shit. Generally. ADHD habits on their third energy drink. I don't take medication. Hey, I haven't even hit one energy drink today. Okay. Webcomics. You know them, you love them. Certain ones have been running longer than others. A few in particular, a handful, have been running for God knows how long. I found out that a webcomic that I read when I was in, like, middle school is apparently still going. And it was a sprite comic, and the author came out as trans at some point, which, good for her, quite frankly. Shit, really, what was it? Planet Zebeth. It's a Metroid sprite comic. Yeah. Kabutroid came out as trans sometime between when I stopped reading. Zebeth is still going, last I checked. Which is buck wild to me. But one particular webcomic that is, let's call it contentious, that it used to be more contentious, that nevertheless I do still nominally keep up with, is Penny Arcade. I'm not going to pretend that the guys from Penny Arcade have always had perfect opinions or been on the right side of every single controversy they've ever been in. That's simply not true. They are way better these days, generally speaking. Penny Arcade has this running bit where one of the characters, I am very grateful that they've significant improvement as people over time, and it's great, honestly, and I really appreciate that. Penny Arcade has this running gag involving these two in-universe fantasy series in-universe for what ultimately amounts to a Penny Arcade universe, quote unquote. Let's talk to Warden real quick, exhaust all his dialogue, and then I'll go over more of it, because this gets a little in depth with, like, all of the kind of, like, references and stuff like that.
Yes. What is it?
How long have you been here?
How long have you been here?
Years? Decades? Bah.
What is Bah?
Time is nothing more than a sequence of existence.
Yeah, that is what time
It's
is.
just events that occur in seemingly irreversible succession.
Are you saying you've lost track?
I'm saying, why bother?
Let me rephrase the question.
He definitely
Have you
lost track.
witnessed many awakenings?
Many? I don't even remember the last time I talked, really.
Oop, shit.
Those who dive never function at the same time. Normally, when the system picks up a traveler's demise, it then awakens another one. But when you finally came, I knew something irregular occurred. Something wonderful.
Oh yeah, what's that?
And just when I had started to think it was all over, may I assist you in any other matter?
Ominous, but okay.
Have you received any signals from the collective.
Signals from the collective. I'm not sure you fully understand our role in the whole plan. We, the emissaries of the collective, we are sent into this world to serve those whose hands cannot reach, without assistance, without sound counsel. Yet our integrity makes it so that the only thing we need to do our work is the work itself. We were meant to be self-sustaining. You don't find this a hardship, do you?
Such is our calling.
Such is our calling.
Be patient. Your efforts will not be overlooked by the collective. May I assist you in any other matter?
I want to leave cats for last.
How does one become a warden?
Did you, like, fill out a job application?
Others are pushed to these honorable activities by the unfortunate whim of fate. The decision on what types of units to wake is based on the current needs of the vocations. If our systems detect malfunctions that they can't fix on their own, they decide that the next traveler won't perform extractions, but ordinary repairs. This is the only case where two units are allowed to function simultaneously.
That sounds believable.
Were you awakened to be a warden?
No, that was not my case. I was a traveler once, just like you. But as the collective's plan does not provide for wasting away,
Or getting shot several times.
I was assigned another chance so that I could still be useful. And now, again, I have a chance to be such. May I assist you in any other matter?
Tell me about the kitties!
Where did the cats come from? I noticed that the space around the terminal is inhabited. How did they even survive?
You mean our little famished, fluffy friends? Hard to say. They just come, then they leave.
That's cats, baby.
That's their nature. And there's no point in fighting it.
Aren't you worried that their presence here might cause pollution? Or malfunction?
No. They do not destroy. They are clean. Sometimes they just knock things off tables and workbenches, but I don't resent them for that. They just crave a little attention, like we all do.
This is my favorite
Yet
conversation
they
in the game.
pretend to be so unavailable.
It's just a grand game of appearances. You have to know how to win them over. Luckily, I have a lot of canned cat delicacies that survived. Therefore, I am proud that they graciously allow me to care for them. Beautiful creatures. So sublime. Almost perfect.
True.
May I assist you in any other
Still talking in the weird stilted manner that all travelers talk about, just about cats.
Very well. Then I guess it's time for Old Faithful to get back to his purpose, and for you to follow yours.
True. All right. So, like I was saying, one of like the long-running bits in Penny Arcade that I've really enjoyed, just kind of like as that series has been going on, is this thing called, okay. So what it all started with, it started with a comic where the character Tycho is like, I'm writing like an epic fantasy story, and the final panel is about like a wizard traveling with like an ambulatory like side table, and this is established as what's called the Elementor saga. It's just a fantasy story with living furniture in it. Now around this time, because this is some like primo like classic webcomic history and webcomic drama. Around this time, there was another webcomic running that you may have heard of by the name of Control-Alt-Delete. And if you've never heard of it, then I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm kind of at a loss. Anyway, and as the two webcomics continued kind of side by side, it became clear that there were moments where Control-Alt-Delete was effectively plagiarizing Penny Arcade in one way or another.
I know it was you. Just need to find the proof, and you'll be in the slammer for the rest of your miserable life.
You're saying for brother to not to talk to weirdos like me? Speaking of, I heard his health has declined lately. I wonder where he caught it, huh? Could be the steelworks, maybe? He promised that the workers would be safe.
Fuck you! Gabriel will be just fine.
Edward was kind of a dick. So of course, back in yonder days, before people did like call out posts and shit like that, what was the, you know, standard practice for resolving drama between webcomic artists? Easy. You make fun of them in your comic. So, I believe the particular storyline that was introduced in Penny Arcade was called Songs of Sorcelation. And the context of this is that there is a rival book series to the Elementor saga called Song of the Sorcelator. That, within the context of the storyline, the bit is that Tycho finds it, is disgusted that it is clearly a ripoff of the Elementor saga, and then Gabe starts reading it, and Gabe is super into it. And they introduce the character in the comic who writes the thing called, and his name is L.H. Franzibald, and he's pretty clearly supposed to be a parody of the author of Control-Alt-Delete, whose name escapes me all of a sudden. He's kind of got like this shitty rock star douchebag energy. And one of the best things about this particular... I like shitty rockstar douchebag. Hello, Zilla. Welcome. Good to see you. So, one of the best things about the storylines that have any kind of focus on Song of the Sorcelator is that it gives Jerry Holkins, the writer of Penny Arcade, an opportunity to just write the worst goddamn prose. And it's so fucking funny. Just like a grim shadow walks into the bar. He is Grim Shadow. And it's like Grimmshado. Grim Shadow is the main character of Song of the Sorcerer, by the way. He dual wields wands, but then also has like wand claws like Wolverine. I misheard this Sonic the Sorcerer. I was like, huh, new shadow form? Interesting, with what we know. So that was the original Songs of Sorcelation storyline within Penny Arcade. It ends with like them going to like a book signing or something, and it's there's a guy with a gun. Gabe takes a bullet, makes a reference to the Song of the Sorcerer books, and is then executed by Tycho. It's a whole thing. But my personal favorite part of this entire saga is the next time it came up in a big way in a storyline called Further Songs of Sorcelation, which is about Gabe and Tycho discovering an animated movie based on Song of the Sorcerer, starring Kiefer Sutherland. And oh boy, it's a whole goddamn thing. It's the whole sort of like he's getting the chance to write the shittiest fantasy prose imaginable and just absolutely cutting loose with it. And it's so fucking funny. What do you think Tim Buckley got? Who knows? Who gives a shit? That's also that. Thank you for reminding me of his name. I will say, there's exactly one bit in Further Songs of Sorcelation that is, it's an older storyline. Understanding of the spectrum of gender was maybe not quite as like well known or taken as seriously as it is these days. One of the things that is good that has evolved since then, it's not as bad as you might be thinking just based on that, but it is also like if you were to read it now, it might kind of leave just like, I don't know about that one. But it doesn't really matter because the main character, who is Grim Shadow's father and also simultaneously his mother, don't worry about it, has Witchalock blades, which allows him to create wolfoids, which are robot werewolves. And you may be wondering, well, how do the Witchalock blades allow him to create wolfoids? Which you would know if you'd read Tomb of the God Kings. Anyway, it's... more than anything, that storyline introduced me to the Dragonlance animated movie, which is bar none one of the worst animated films I have ever seen, just in terms of like writing, pacing, technical display, let's say. The animation is terrible at times. It's one of my favorite bad movies of all time, quite frankly. I think it deserves to have appreciation in the same realm as stuff like The Room, Birdemic, or like the entire filmography of Neil Breen. But I think just like not a lot of people know about it. Now, with all that preamble out of the way, you may be wondering, Gage, what the fuck does this have to do with literally anything? So recently, Jerry Holkins, the writer of Penny Arcade, went on Blue Sky and was reminiscing about the Further Songs of Sorcelation storyline, and decided to float the idea on Blue Sky of just like, hey, what if we did a Song of the Sorcellator novella? And I read that. I'm just like, I need this immediately. And he decided... Song of the Sorcellator VN. God. Don't tempt me. He put out a pitch for what he had for an idea. Grim Shadow is on a quest to find the Dong of Ra-Ur, a magical, spelled M-A-G-I-K-O-L, artifact that grants the wielder the power to fuck anything, even time. But that's not why he wants it. He wants it for another, different reason. And I read that, and just like, as soon as I hit magical, like, and I need you to look at this. I need you to look at this word. Not that. Definitely check out Mama Kanapa, but not that. I need you to look at this word. And when I say that the second I saw this word, I was 100% on board, like, it was immediate. I saw this bastardization of the written language, and I was just like, I need this book yesterday. Oh man. So I'm really, really hoping, because the Penny Arcade guys run what's called Acquisitions Incorporated, which was one of the earliest actual play, or one of the earliest, like, kind of large-scale actual play podcasts. And something that Jerry Holkins did recently is he wrote a novella about the first meeting between him and Mike Krahulik's characters. Mike Krahulik is the artist of Penny Arcade. Omen Dran and Jim Darkmagic. And in addition to that, he also wrote an alternate version of that story that inserted a romance between the two. Because an artist who's like a friend of theirs, Prinks Moo, also known as Jones, great artist. I've been following him for years. Ships them in a huge way. Those two characters. It's called Dran Magic is the ship name. And it was the funniest thing watching that play out, because I was watching him post as he was writing the novella, and as he was writing the version where it's not just their first meeting, but it's their first meeting and also they're in love. He's just like, this is way easier than I thought it would be. Has this dynamic been here the whole time? It was very funny to witness in real time. So basically, like, it's known that he's able to, like, bang out these novellas in a big way. So I am really, really hoping he does go through with the just like ye old fan fictions. Yeah. I am really hoping that he does go through with writing a Song of the Sorcellator novella. Because I will be there day one. Book club, anybody? God, if I could bring back the Sharkstream book club for that, I fucking would, honestly. That one I feel like I would need to ask for permission first. Penny Arcade might be one of, like, the larger, like, organized webcomics on the internet these days, but they're still, like, I wouldn't say small, but, like, I would say they're still pretty scrappy, all things considered, you know? So I wouldn't want to step on any copywritten toes. I will say, Acquisitions Incorporated did pivot to a different tabletop RPG system recently. I want to say Daggerheart is what it's called. And Jim Dark Magic turned into a frogman in the process. Which I think is very funny. It is weird to think of, not a fraud man. No, Frog. F-R-O-G. He was already kind of a charlatan, as I understand it. I've never listened to Acquisitions Incorporated, unfortunately. Whoop. No. Not that. Yeah, like, it is odd to think about Acquisitions Incorporated not being like a D&D thing, because like there's like Dungeons and Dragons like official workspace on Acquisitions Incorporated. It's like Critical Role trying their own weird system, right? Not so much that, considering like this is just them using an entirely different TTRPG. I did always want to listen to Acquisitions Incorporated C-Team, because there's a Dragonborn in that who's named after two of Santa's reindeer. I think his name is Donar Blitzen. And I think that's very funny. God, I really hope I get that fucking attachment that lets me see an enemy's health level soon. Oh, fuck.
Exercise caution.
There, maybe. Ooh, grab that. So we're 2 hours into the stream, and I realized that you killed the apartment boss while I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. It was super easy. Did not take me very long at all.
I activated the first switchgear.
Did you even arbalest it? Absolutely not. Didn't need to. I think this section is another one you struggle with the first time. Yep. We're not going to worry about it, though. That was the old me. The new me is cracked and busted. As you can see. I just keep hearing the grossest noises. Oh, hey. Oh, is this the health reader? Please tell me this is the health reader.
Upgrade module for the ship blade. Activating it.
Fuck, yes. Okay, now we're fucking busted. What's up, gamers? I'm cracked. This is my buddy Busted. And we're the good at video games brothers. Ain't no thing but a chicken wang. Oh, you're alive. There you go. Up and at him. Nighty-night. You're alive. You're not alive. Okay, let's take you out. That's it. Take your time. Good night. Me playing a horror game full of horror meat. Man, I have so many weird noises I'm hearing. I prefer my horror meat quiet, is all I'm saying. It's just me eating a rotisserie.
I suspect
suspect that a perforation in my shell caused the anomaly to negatively affect my vitals. I am experiencing severe perceptual disturbances. They are vivid, substantial, and located in external objective space. I will attempt to reach the terminal and perform the ascendance sequence. If I fail, someone will complete my work. Such is our calling.
Such is our calling. Bitch. Think you're fucking slick. Nope. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, hold on. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Ooh, bolt cutter. Agent Cutter's in the crawler. Yeah, all right. Let's take a quick look here. These will be good to have on hand. And some extra handgun ammo. Okay. Nope. The crawler. Okay. Kind of keep an eye on my surroundings here. Really wish you wouldn't, bud. Hold on. Let's just give him the old peek. Boo! Man, fuck off. Oh, come on. That didn't feel fair. I disagree vehemently with everything that just happened. But this is fine. I have more ammo now. I don't have enough metal scraps to make any torch fuel or a pyre. Okay. Back to the tram we go. Anyways. I killed basically everything else on the way here, so I should be fine. Oh, okay. Don't do that. Continue not doing that. Thank you. We appreciate your compliance. Surprised you didn't get that guy on the way down. Oh well. These aren't smart things. Just gonna go ahead and back out over here. Remember when I had to redo this sequence like 5 times? Ah, how the turntables. One second. Now we cruising, we schmoovin'. We got that schmoovement, it's true. Baby? Baby.
Hello there. Where are you finding all these items?
We died so many times to get this baby. We did. I have extra toasty Cheez-Its. Oh. Fucked up. Couldn't be me. Ooh, no. I will resist the siren call. Let's go ahead, hop on the tram, and then just kind of drop things off and sell what we can at the next save point. Unless, is the save point near here? I don't think so. I am going to grab this, though. Means the Siren's core. Remember, don't get the soul on the train. I shan't. Hey girl, hey, how you doing? I assume, anyway.
Another fallen. Attempting data salvage. It seems this one's phylactery is intact. And there's still an essence in it.
Oh well, none of my business.
Maybe I'll be able to retrieve it.
Nah. I don't want to do that. Song rules, though. The music in this game is very good. Like, I got no complaints there. There's plenty of stuff in Bloober's line of work, even in their better games like Silent Hill, like this, or Silent Hill 2 Remake, that I can complain about. But art direction and music do not tend to be on that list. Alright, get me the fuck off this train. Now, if there's one thing I remember about the Steelworks, is that I hated the Steelworks. Oh, man. I remember this being, like, a particularly big level to, like, a detrimental degree. Okay, but you also hated the apartment boss the first time. That's true. But I do just remember that, like, the Steelworks just, like, really kind of took a while. Like, okay, I think this is actually something that I think kind of carries over from one of my complaints in Silent Hill 2 Remake, where a lot of times the length of certain levels or the length of certain objectives feels artificial. Like, at a certain point, it's like when you've given me several objectives and, like, the goalposts keep getting pushed out, at a certain point, it ceases to feel like I'm actually making progress. The hotel in Silent Hill 2? No, not the hotel. The labyrinth in Silent Hill 2, I think, is a good example. Or hell, even the hospital, actually. Like the Otherworld hospital. Arbalest is fully upgraded. Now we can start focusing on upgrading the other stuff again. And then we just need 3 cores to get our final resource limit upgrade. And then any cores that we find can go straight into the Arbalest dimension. Hold on, actually. No, I'm fine with this. Okay. I don't remember the medium very well. I don't want to remember the medium very well, but it wouldn't surprise me if I were to go back and, like, analyze the pacing of that game if it didn't end up having, like, a similar thing going for it, where it's just a lot of goalpost moving that makes me kind of, like, question if I'm even making progress, you know? I didn't watch your medium playthrough at all. It wasn't a good game. What about the large? That's a really good question. Unfortunately, they haven't released the large yet. Oh. Hold on. I'm stuck. I am stuck on the geometry. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. I have escaped the geometry. I wasn't too worried there because we did just save, so I could have just, like, reloaded my save. But it would have been kind of annoying. The thing with the medium is that it creates a very easy bar for Bloober Team to clear.
It still works. Proceeding to the dive point.
Oh, it's way up there. The medium creates a very easy bar for Bloober Team to clear, where it's just like, hey, all you need to do is not have your game end with people who have been scarred by trauma or better off dead, and you're good to go, pretty much. As long as you don't do that again, you're fine. And so far, oh boy, they've managed to avoid it. We were really scared about Angela. Oh man, do I. There was exactly one element of how they handled Angela that I feel like was a definitive, like, downgrade from the original game. And that's when she goes on about, like, what will you do? Will you save me? Heal all my pain? Rather than it being like a first-person view where she's talking directly down the barrel of the camera, it's a third-person camera off to James' side, and she's very clearly talking to James himself, when, like, the entire point of that scene is that she is talking directly to you, the player. I would say that's, like, the main thing that I didn't really like about how Bloober Team handled Angela in Silent Hill 2 Remake. Friend pointed out there was a similar thing in the mirror scene. Yeah, that too. I think it's a... Where it's James looking at the camera when he says, I'm not going to kill myself, but in the remake he's talking to her. Yeah, it's a thing where it's a desire to stay true to the original game, but also, like, maintain it as, like, your own thing, to the point that I feel like you overlook why certain decisions were made. And I don't mean, like, why certain decisions were made in terms of, like, this was a decision born out of pragmatism because of, like, a hardware limitation. I mean, like, this is very clearly a distinctive narrative and thematic decision that was made for this particular scene. And by changing it, you have, unfortunately, kind of missed the point of the scene in question, or that particular moment, that character's entire purpose, etc., so on and so forth. And, like, I do like how they did Eddie, but I remember when we raided into BobVid's channel, and I mentioned that I'd been playing Cronos, the discussion of Silent Hill 2 Remake came up, and they were talking about how, like, they did kind of fuck up Eddie a little bit, and I do like Eddie in the remake quite a bit, actually, but I do have to admit that, like, the criticisms that Bob and friends brought up are legitimate. Good night. Oh, can I Occam this razor even more? Some of the horror in Silent Hill is so subtle that you don't even recognize what's happening. True. I was not even consciously fucking it up. Yeah. I can agree with that. Like, I don't want to say that, I don't want to, like, imply that it's, like, them missing the point. I think it is missing the point, to be sure. Ow. But more in the sense of just like non-maliciously, you know? The point is missed, but it's not a deliberate way of we're going to change the meaning of the scene because I didn't like it. Yeah. That's how I feel, at least. Like, because I think I want to try and give Bloober Team as much of the benefit of the doubt as I can. Just because, like, even if you don't really like what they did with Silent Hill 2, going from the medium to Silent Hill 2, and so far to Cronos, it definitely seems like they are, like, taking criticism to heart and, like, kind of growing from it. And I don't want to discourage that sort of thing. Yeah, calm down. I will say, Gage, yes. You have said Gage. I don't think Bloober Team is going to watch your stream to make sure you aren't hurting their feelings. I know. That's not something I'm worried about. But if I wanted to shit talk a if I genuinely desired to shit talk a developer, like especially like a bigger developer, I would do it without hesitation. Fuck David Cage. So when I say something like I want to give Bloober Team the benefit of the doubt, I'm not saying it for the purpose of, like, optics. I'm saying it because that's genuinely how I feel. Like, for God's sakes, I made a fucking Randy Pitchford, like, medieval times joke during my Aliens Colonial Marines stream. I think they will. They'll know about all of this. And, bare minimum, I have played these games already. So, like, it's not like I'm just, like, hating for the sake of hating when I talk shit on the medium, you know? Again, ethical hatred. Though if I could be allowed a little bit of unethical hatred, the fucking Twitch keeps telling me, hey, you should co-stream Beast Games Season 2, and I cannot stress how much I don't want to fucking do that. Twitch has this whole thing that it has been advertising. I don't know how many streamers it's been advertised to, but it's been doing this thing where it's just like, hey, if you co-stream the Beast games, then you can be entered, because Beast Games is an Amazon thing. You'll be entered to fucking get a cash prize, and it's just like, I cannot stress how much I am unwilling to compromise on dunking on Mr. Beast as much as I possibly can. Even for the possibility of a cash prize. I don't want to do that. Oh yeah, I get attacked here or something, don't I? Ooh, shotgun shells. Come on, $10 is $10. Name a part of this game where you are not being attacked. Right now, I'm actually like, this is pretty calm, I'm pretty chill. Everything's going fine. Nothing bad's happening. I'm just talking about how much I fucking hate Mr. Beast. His NBD. Oh. Guess this camera belongs to somebody. And they don't like me taking it. Oh shit. That's it. That's it. Come over here. Normal, healthy sounds. Speaking of $10 is $10. So I got a Twitch payout recently. I tend to get Twitch payouts like I've been doing pretty good consistently with regards to like streamers or subscribers, excuse me. Subscribers, ad revenue, etc., that like my Twitch payouts are like every like 2 or 3 months I hit the threshold for those. So like last week, I think during the Ghostbusters stream, I got that that cheer, I think from my buddy Sean. Came in and he did like the I think it was like 500 bits or something, and I was just like, oh, that's neat. I guess is that bits? I think that's bits. I was just like, I didn't really think much of it after the fact, and then like just today, like I was just like, okay, I wonder, okay, I got my payout, I wonder what my current revenue is at, like when, like how I'm doing for the month of January already. And apparently 500 bits equals like $50 towards my Twitch payout. So I'm gonna be getting another one next month. So that's pretty exciting. I didn't realize that was going to be remanded to me as actual money. Oh, fuck. Good night. Get paid, idiot. I will. Oh, damn. Oh well. And like that's really early in the month too, so I've got like 2 more weeks to like build up more money that's gonna get added to that payout.
Help is a fucking cyanide, girl. Get to have some from time to time.
Listen, Arthur. Just so we're clear, we are not friends. We are here because we have a deal. You were meant to help me get inside, that's it, alright?
Hey! After you told me my brother might return here, I didn't have to drag you with me at all. What the fuck are you looking for here anyway?
Let's just say Gabriel wasn't the only one who saw him.
It's nice. I like that I'm able to, like, make anything from these streams. You know? Even if it's just a little bit every couple of months. That's a bit of extra cash on hand that I can, you know, put towards, like, getting new games for the stream, getting new art for streams, stuff like that. That I then don't have to, like, put my actual paychecks towards, and those can just go towards, like, bills and essentials and stuff like that. On that note, so the other day when I was posting about, or when I put up Death Head Detective, The Apple Falls Awry, one thing that I had mentioned is just, like, I wonder what, like, what people... I don't know, generally speaking, what people do for, like, writing commissions. In a lot of cases, just because, like, it's never something I've ever really considered. Mostly because, like, you know, for the last few years, I've been having, like, a lot of trouble writing. It's really only been since, like, late 2024 that I've found myself, like, really being able to, like, get back into writing in a big way. And it's felt great, quite honestly. It feels really good to, like, be getting back into it in, like, any capacity. How the hell did I get this one before? Hold on. So when Zill and I discussed the whole thing with, like, initially just writing something based off of, like, whatever I wanted to do with whatever narrative they had, you know, we negotiated, like, what that would look like, and I had basically free reign to just kind of do what I wanted with that. So it wasn't, like, a hugely formal thing. Just wanted you to play with my toys. And I did, and I had a lot of fun playing with your toys. But since then, I've been thinking about it just because, like, because I feel like I was able to bang out that whole thing, like, not just really quickly, but, like, really well. Like, I think I did a really good job with it. So I started, like, thinking just, like, should I give more thought to doing writing commissions? And so, like, I had the thought of just, like, okay, what do people usually charge for that sort of thing? Natalie knows a lot of fan fiction writers, so she actually sent me... I mean, hey, if you do, I might buy something. So Natalie sent me some rates that she saw from a fan fiction writer that she follows. Or that I think she just knows. Like, I think they're, like, mutuals or friends or something. Oh. Bro, shut up. I'm trying to talk, man. Words, different words that are strong and bad. And I was looking at, like, the potential rates that this person charged, and it was like $35 for 500 words. I was just like, oh, wow. You know, that's, I mean, you know, 500 words doesn't sound like a lot. And I mean, so, like, $35 sounds fine. You wrote 8 pages. I wrote 14 pages. I wrote nearly 6,000 words. Like, I didn't real, like, I was just like, it was a very funny progression of just like, oh, 35 $35 for 500 words. That sounds like that doesn't sound like too much. And then like I was just like, I mean, like how much did I write for Death Head Detective? And I looked it up. And I was just like, oh, 5,826. I only expected a drabble, but I really enjoyed it. I ended up just like that. It ended up kind of like running. I ended up kind of running away with it a little bit, which is a problem if I want to take writing commissions, because one, there's two directions that could go in, right? Now, ideally, what's going to help with this is going to be I need a lot of like the what let me kind of run away with Death Head Detective was the fact that it was just kind of a go ahead and do whatever with whoever you want. So I really got to like kind of like knuckle down and have a lot of fun with it. I think someone else I have bought stories for charges like $2,000 for $40. Damn. That could still make a pretty penny. What was I saying? I was in the middle of saying something. I think because like the concern, you see, is that like there's two directions it could go in, right? One direction, you don't know you're beautiful. Sorry. One direction is that what point am I trying to make? Hold on. I'll get there. One direction is that, like, let's say somebody just like, okay, I want to commission you to write something that is 1,500 words, right? Like, let's take that as the baseline. Someone pays me. It's rare that you make me say shut up a lot in my stream. Let's take this as a baseline. Let's say somebody pays me to write a piece that is 1,500 words. Okay, let's say I do the rate of like $35 for 500 words. Okay, baseline. So we're talking $105 for a 1,500 word piece. Okay. They give me the characters, they give me the prompt, they give me like any other sort of details that they want. Like, I feel like if I wanted to do this, the details part of it would kind of be the big thing. Like, I would need specific direction so that I don't get carried away. So, $105, 1,500 words, right? Now, let's say that I start writing and I'm really liking it. Like, I'm getting idea after idea after idea. And then eventually, like, I realize, whoopsie daisy, I've written 3,000 words. Now, obviously, like, the real solution there would be to edit it down. Obviously. Like, there's bound to be something in there that, like, this doesn't need to be there. I can find a much more economical way to explain this, etc., etc., etc. These are details that don't need to be in there, so on and so forth. Because, like, what else would I do? Would I just be like, hey, I accidentally doubled your word count. Could you pay me more? Or, hey, I accidentally doubled your word count, but you don't have to pay me more. Here you go. And then, like, there's the possibility that if there is a grapevine that goes through, then, like, there's potentially people out there who could think, like, oh, he's easy to get more work out of for less money. You can aim for 1,500 words, and if you go over by a bit, whoops. And that is actually something that the fanfic writer Natalie showed me, kind of takes into account, where there's a wiggle room of like 200 words over the limit. So like, if you pay for 1,500 words, you could potentially get up to 1,700. Because consider that editing things down is also taking up time. Yeah, which is probably why I would likely go with like the $35 for 500 words thing. If I decided to go with anything at all. Now there's the opposite side of that, where what if somebody gives me characters a prompt and what they want to have done, and I start writing it, and I'm just like, I don't want to imply this is a pure hypothetical, but I start writing it, I'm just like, this shit is so ass. Like, I'm just not having fun with it. The base concept of it is completely uninteresting to me, and it's just not happening. So like, they've paid me for 1,500 words, and like, at best I'm getting maybe like 800 out of this. Like, I feel like the worst thing that I could do in that scenario would be to, like, just pump that full of filler text, you know? Start getting, like, Lovecraftian in how purple this fucking prose is. Like, if you've ever read, like, Lovecraft's work, Jesus fucking Christ, motherfucker loves to describe details of like landscapes and shit like that are just kind of passing by, and generally speaking don't really have anything to do with like actually kind of what's going on hand, which like is a skill to have. Purple prose has its place. It is unfortunately not a skill I'm particularly good at, I have to admit. I'm not really good at, like, kind of, like, detail-oriented descriptions like that. If you've ever read my writing, like, that should come through pretty handily. Like, offer you a range stream, like, I send you a base rate and put aside another hundo or so just in case. Not necessarily a bad idea, but that feels... There's a part of that feels like it's kind of putting the responsibility of whether or not I can actually, like, properly hit the mark more on the person ordering the commission, because not everybody's going to be able to do that, you know? Is kind of the thing. This is all assuming that I actually do any of this. I want to try, you know? Can I be real here? A big part of story commission price is figuring out and getting used to how much you write. Yeah, no, for sure. This has admittedly always kind of been a thing with me, where it's just like a lot of times I will kind of like lose myself in like a particular thing, while other times like I will have like so much trouble just like getting past like a certain like hump, you know? I do think I want to take like a proper writing commission with like proper writing commission rates for a spin at least once, just to see how it goes. Ended up being a big long story, cost more than I expected. It'd be like that sometimes.
There it is. The place is heavily affected by the oddities. I will need counter gravity traversal equipment to reach it.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about with regards to, like, moving goalposts, is, like, I remember this whole process of getting, like, the gravity boots, where it was just like, okay, the gravity boots, I left them here, and then you get there and just like, oh, well, actually, I kind of needed to go here instead, and then you go to that next place, it's like, so there's a nest of orphans in the steelworks, and it's just like, come on, man, cut me some fucking slack here. Writing art is the same as drawing art. True. And, like, again, it really just comes down to, like, I need to learn self-discipline more than anything. I need to figure out what's going to work best for me. Is if you open up, I'll be a guinea pig. I appreciate that. I may take you up on that. I just need to sort of figure out. I want to try and get out the next chapter of Wicked Game first before I give that a shot. The other comment after I get more in place. It'd be a minute though. Yeah, no. And that's fine. Because, like, the entire thing was that, like, Death Head was kind of like me taking a bit of a break from Wicked Game to, like, write something in a different style. Just in part to see if I could. I don't think I've ever written something in kind of a pulp noir style before, as far as I can remember. There might have been something at some point, but yeah.
I reached the factory in Sector B1 and located the time rift. It is beyond my reach. I need to equip myself adequately before I can continue. There is an outpost set up nearby by those who came here before me. It is located in the main control room. I might be able to find a solution there. Some things that will allow me to reach the dive point and proceed with the extraction. Such is our calling.
Such is our calling. It's Appreciated Dragon Day, by the way. I hope you all appreciate Zora and Zadak. I know I do. I appreciate Zora, but not Zadak. I see how it is. It's okay. He's a bit of a punk bitch. Hey, I love this little brat. Me too. I am excited to continue Wicked Game. I've started kind of like, I talked about previously that, like, the way that I kind of like plan out stories generally is with landmarks, where it's just like I have like particular beats that I want to hit and I just need to kind of figure out the connective tissue to get me from one to the other. I've started listing out what the landmarks that I want to hit for Wicked Game are. There are a few like major story beats and like a few scenes that I want to get to, and I know what the next one I want to hit is. So it's really, at this point, just kind of a question of, you know, getting there. I think I'm gonna drop out. Good night. Good night, Kale. We're gonna be done in like 15 minutes anyway. Because I've been working with a headache for like the last like hour and a half, if I'm being entirely real. Fuck. Getting to the next big sort of like tentpole moment I want to hit is going to take a little bit of work, to be sure. This particular moment in the story is one that I've kind of been building up to with a few chapters I've posted, but the most recent chapter doesn't actually have any sort of, like, direct connection to it. Which kind of makes the idea of, like, figuring out how I'm going to get there a little difficult, to be sure. Not impossible. But in all likelihood, the next chapter probably isn't going to, like, really start in on... Hold on. The next chapter probably isn't going to, like, really start in on the process of getting to that next landmark. It's really going to be more of a establishment of, like, the current status quo, where it's just like, yeah, you know, now the... Hold on. Anyway, so, like, the big thing so far has been that just, like, you know, the characters that we've been spending all this time with have been not on their own, but, like, they, you know, we're not talking, like, they haven't, like, exactly spent a whole lot of time with, like, anybody who's kind of, like, outside the contractually obligated polycule, you know? And now suddenly they've got this new guy who's going to be accompanying them. So the next chapter really needs to be kind of, like, examining what that means for them and how they're handling it. Like, what it changes for, like, the dynamic of the group, that, like, there's now this guy who's showing up and he's not familiar with, like, how they function as a unit. New guy. Yeah, Mead. I've been trying to kind of figure out exactly how, like, I am, like, handling names in this series. I've kind of just been, like, not really trying to come up with any kind of, like, basic naming convention for any of the kinfolk. But, like, I'm trying to, like, put a little bit more thought into that now.
Something's wrong.
So, like, just as an example, like, when I was coming up with Mead's name, I tried to think about, like, other, like, named catkin that I've had in previous chapters, and I think, if I recall correctly, I only ever had 2. There was the catkin that was Zora's assistant in maintaining the warehouse for her life assurance side hustle, who I think I named him Proc. And then there was the one who was part of... There was a bandit, I want to say, was another one who was part of, like, the trio with, like, Oriana when they tried to take Zora hostage. And I think I named him Pen. So I think kind of what I am starting to establish is that catkin tend to have, like, one-syllable names that most of the time I seem to be, like, shortening from longer names. So Mead, I actually shortened his name from Archimedes. Like, that's where I started. I started with Archimedes, and I'm just like, how do I shorten this to something that is kind of in line with what I've named other catkin? Is there another one? No. Yeah, so that's kind of what the plan for the next chapter is just going to kind of be like an establishment of the new status quo now that, like, Mead is part of the group. Just because, like, that's just sort of something that needs to be discussed before the story can continue, just because, like, you know, we're not talking about, like, a situation where things can just kind of continue to be how they've always been. Man, getting that upgrade that, like, makes the burning last longer is actually really good. That combined with, I think the I want to say Edvard's whole thing when he's in our phylactery makes it so that, like, I do more damage to burning enemies. So them burning longer and me doing more damage means that I can take them out while they're still burning, and then I don't have to worry about, like, wasting another flamethrower charge. Okay. So we are actually going to go ahead and call it here. I'm gonna just do a little bit of inventory management real quick. Yeah, let's up the stability. Oh, we can do reload speed on this. And then sell the energy bank. Fuck my life. God damn it. Oh, and... wait, hold on. Right, I'm saving up to get the final upgrade for the suit, so I'm still waiting on resources limit, so I can't go craft no arbalest bolts yet. I'm going to take out this pyre. And now I'm going to have to replace this. But yeah. I don't know. I've been really happy with how much I've been writing recently. I think that's just kind of like the long and short of it. Is just like it's been so long since I've managed to like really sit down and work on something like seriously and feel good about it. Feel good enough about it to like post it to any sort of degree. And while I do want plenty of people to read it, I do like hearing about people reading it, and I do like getting feedback on what I've written. The number of people reading it isn't actually like super important to me. And I feel like that's kind of like the healthy way to do it. You know? Where it's just like it's best if I don't worry myself about it too much. And I just kind of like put it out there and just like kind of accept people will read it or they won't. While at the same time doing my best to advertise it as much as possible. You know? Because again, I do want people to read it, and I do want to you know, get comments from people about it. But I'm not kind of like hinging whether or not I keep writing on it. So yeah. I do feel like it's important to, because the big thing is that like when I say like, God, it's been so long since I've published anything, or that I've written something that I feel comfortable sharing, I should specify original material. In the intervening years, especially within like the last few years, I did write a lot of fan fiction. Specifically for FF14, starring my Warrior of Light, which I would kind of say like half original, just because it's like this is a character that I created within the context of the story. Not everything I'm writing here is like a direct transposition of what happens in canon, even though some of it is. There are a fair number of Igeld stories that it's just like me taking what's in canon and then just kind of like writing my version of it using the same dialogue in a lot of cases. And I don't want to like imply that like didn't have any effect on like me getting to the point that I'm at right now. I think being able to share that and being able to get feedback on it, because I did get, especially because like 1 year that I was doing FF14 right was the year that like co-host was up and running. So because co-host was a much smaller like social media platform, a lot of like the fandom on co-host was a lot more tight-knit. So when I post something having to do with like Final Fantasy 14, more people are actually willing to kind of like take a moment to look at that, because there were less people overall on co-host within that fandom. So I would still argue I was a small fish, but the pond wasn't particularly big. So that was kind of nice, you know? So I think that like being able to like sit down and share like Final Fantasy 14 fan fiction in an environment that allowed for like a lot of really good feedback was a huge point of me getting to where I am right now with writing Wicked Game, looking at potentially taking writing commissions, that sort of thing. Finding my voice again in terms of writing, experimenting with like styles and genre, etc., etc. So I am appreciative of like the time that I spent writing like the intervening years where like I started like really kind of like focusing on doing like FF14 fanfic for a good amount of time. And to that, I actually do kind of need to thank Natalie, because Natalie, if I recall correctly, did really push me to like, I think, joining FF14 right the first year that I did it. And I stuck with it the whole month, and I was very proud of myself. But yeah, so next thing I'm going to work on is definitely going to be the next Wicked Game chapter. To establish the new the current temporary status quo with like this new guy being like an outside individual now, kind of like thrown into the mix of like our favorite group of weirdos, the contractually obligated polycule, and just kind of like, because the whole like peek behind the curtain, part of the whole bit is that like really it's going to be about them reacting to him more than him reacting to them. But I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of figure that out. Not tonight, because my head hurts. I'm not going to be thinking about too much, honestly, with this headache. But yeah, that's going to be it. I want to thank everybody for coming by the stream. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. I know I did like a lot of talking about like technical stuff with regards to like writing and things like that. But it's my stream and I can do what I want. If you enjoyed the stream, you can subscribe here on Twitch. We have special emotes for subscribers. You can also follow me on Blue Sky and Tumblr at AcidXShark. That's AcidXSHARK, where I post all the streams as they happen. Or you can follow me on YouTube at AcidXShark, where I post all the streams after they happen. Art for the stream was done by Jay Echo, who you can find on Blue Sky at jayecho.art. That's JAYECHO.ART. Rigging, or VTuber was done by Teva, who you can find on Blue Sky at Teva Meow, with rigging by V747, who you can find on Patreon. Upcoming streams, we've got Final Fantasy XIV tomorrow, where we will be finishing up Yorha Dark Apocalypse, which is only the first of the many kind of intermission quest lines that we're working on before we get into the final part of Shadowbringers and then eventually Endwalker. So I hope you'll tune in for that. Paradigm's Breach is kind of a buck wild raid. And then it wouldn't be near adjacent if the whole thing didn't end in a fucking weird ass way. Next week, I think it's a pretty standard week. We've got Ghostbusters on Tuesday. We'll be exploring Shandor Island, which just rose out of the fucking Hudson. I think it's the Hudson. I'm trying to see. I think Bob Vids is still going. So we'll probably be raiding into Bob Vids. Thursday, we will be continuing Deltarune in Chapter 3. We got Tenna's bonus round that we're going to be checking out. And then next Friday, we will be continuing Cronos the New Dawn New Game Plus. And hopefully this time, I won't have the goddamn headache. Let me see if Bob Viz is still going. Hold on.
And I am assuming that is for a very specific reason.
Yeah, it sounds like... He's playing Final Fantasy XIV, and it looks like a bunch of people are hanging out just showing off wild-ass mounts. So, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll see you next time on the Shark Stream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Take care, everybody.